The Great Northwoods to the Rock Mount Coast and streaming live in HD worldwide at foxbangor.com. More people choose Good Morning Maine.
Today on Good Morning Maine, 4 children who fell through the ice after going missing from a group home are now reportedly safe. Plus, Route 15 in Orland is now back open after a cement truck rolled over, stalling traffic. And hundreds of shoppers came to Orono over the weekend to check out the work of Wabanaki artists. Good morning and welcome to Good Morning Maine. I'm Emma Smith and thank you for tuning in this morning. It's chilly here in Bangor and it's going to stay that way for a little while. But on that note, let's get a look at that forecast with meteorologist Devin Biggs.
Hey Emma, thank you very much. Happy Monday. Your first weather forecast brought to you by SR1 Companies. Visit SR1 in Herman, Turner, Manchester, and Orono for the best prices on trailers, campers, tractors, heavy equipment, and more. SR1 Companies, where New England's largest selection meets unbeatable prices. Here we go this morning. Some gale watches and small craft advisories are posted. And for the small craft advisories, that will last until 10 p.m. Tuesday. For the gale watch, until 3 o'clock Tuesday. We will have some afterstorms setting up with gusty winds that will be on the way. For now, we're not looking too bad this morning. Just some clouds developing, tracking from the southwest to the north and east. There's an area of high pressure not too far away, so some of these clouds aren't making it further off to the north and east as much. But further down to the south, we do have a system that's causing some rain and snow to pass near Boston and New York this morning. This will stay to our south, and we will stay dry today with some clouds and some sunshine mixed in throughout the day. Later on tonight, we will have more clouds passing through under a mostly cloudy sky with rain on the way early Tuesday morning. But for the time being, the winds are not too bad today, but later on tonight, the winds will be increasing, and that will continue into tomorrow. For today, lower 40s, mostly cloudy, and a south wind at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. The hourly forecast for the rest of the morning and afternoon period showing a partly to mostly cloudy sky with temperatures in the 30s and 40s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up. Emma?
Thank you, Devin. We'll have a look at that full 5-day forecast a little later on. Well, 4 children reported missing in Ellsworth on Sunday have been found. According to the Maine Warden Service, the children were reported missing from a group home in Ellsworth yesterday afternoon. Sergeant Alan Gillis with the Maine Warden Service tells us that wardens responded with an aircraft and a canine unit. Other first responders were also on scene, including the Ellsworth Fire Department. The children were located on Graham Lake. 2 of the children reportedly fell through the ice, but were able to get out on their own. Gillis says another one of the children had to be rescued from the ice by members of the Ellsworth Fire Department. Gillis says 3 of the children were taken to the hospital, and all of them are expected to be okay. Gillis tells us the Warden Service expects to release more details soon. A 2-year-old had to be life-flighted to a Bangor hospital following a crash in Levant on Friday. It happened at around 2:30 p.m. on the Horseback Road in Levant. Maine State Police say a 2016 Jeep Renegade driven by 23-year-old Callie Urquhart was traveling southbound and collided with a 2008 Toyota RAV4 driven by 54-year-old Edward Spencer, who was traveling northbound. Spencer was seriously injured in the crash and as of Friday was in critical condition at Northern Light Eastern Maine Medical Center. A 2-year-old passenger in Spencer's vehicle was flown via life flight, and a 3rd passenger was also taken to EMMC. Urquhart was also injured in the crash and is being treated at a local hospital. A Holden man who police say was out on post-conviction bail for a hit-and-run drunk driving crash was arrested on Friday. According to the Holden Police Department, 52-year-old David McKenzie was arrested Friday evening for domestic violence assault, operating after suspension and violating conditions of release. McKenzie was first arrested back in July of 2023 for striking an elderly man with his vehicle while operating under the influence and leaving the scene. Police say he was supposed to be serving a 15-month prison sentence after being convicted in August on 4 felony counts related to the incident. He was sentenced in October, which also included a 6-year license suspension. Holden police say it's unclear why he was not in prison serving that sentence. They say this is the 2nd time in the last 2 months they've arrested a person that was supposed to be in jail. Traffic on Route 15 was diverted Friday after a concrete truck rolled over. According to Orland's Assistant Fire Chief Julia Gray, a tone went out around 5:15 Friday morning for a rollover with a possible entrapment. When crews arrived on scene, they located the truck at the intersection of Route 1 and Route 15. The driver was able to exit the vehicle, was examined by EMTs, and had no injuries.
Our primary role has been cleaning things up a little bit and making sure that traffic was flowing when managing traffic, and then we'll see if they need anything else while the recovery and wrecker activities go on.
The crash is currently under investigation. A Windham man is facing charges following a wrong-way crash on the Main Turnpike on Saturday night. According to state police, 30-year-old Stephen Adams of Windham was traveling northbound in the southbound lane in Falmouth, resulting in a head-on collision with another vehicle. The driver of the southbound vehicle, who was pregnant, received minor injuries. Both her and her passenger were taken to a nearby hospital as a precautionary measure. Police say Adams was also transported to a Portland hospital after sustaining injuries from the crash. After investigating, state police determined he was driving while impaired. Adams has been charged with operating under the influence of alcohol and driving to endanger. A Bangor business has been forced to shut its doors after significant water damage to the building. Our Kelly Warren has more.
Just the constant, driving at home to people that we are closed because of a total loss of the fire.
James Gallagher owns the Salty Brick Market, downtown Bangor's only bodega and grocer.
I've been down here more than when business was open. I'm not sure why. I think just walking the streets makes me feel safer, and everything is going to be okay.
The market is now closed indefinitely after a fire Monday night caused significant water damage to the historic brick building. The fire broke out in an upstairs apartment kitchen, and Gallagher says sprinklers went off for over 30 minutes, causing damage to the subsequent floors.
So here we are 4 days later, and we still have water pouring down through the building.
Gallagher says it's a devastating blow. All merchandise was a total loss.
It's going to be emotional these next couple days as I see everything that I've built here be piled into a dumpster.
He's not sure of the immediate future, but Gallagher says this isn't the end of the Salty Brick Market.
We are hoping to reopen.
And he's pushing through with community support.
People have been giving me hugs, just things like that, and just saying we're here for you. That means the world to me.
In Bangor, Callie Warren, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
On Thursday, Northern Light Health announced they will be making changes to the retirement plans for their employees. Executive Vice President, Chief People and Administrative Officer Paul Bolin states the healthcare provider will be moving eligible employees into 403B plans, a cost-saving measure that they say will benefit both the company and its employees. Bolin says the pension plan causes administrative strain and costs the healthcare provider $6 million in insurance fees annually. Under the new plan, employees will see a match of funds that will depend on time worked at Northern Light. For those 55 years and older, there will be no changes made to their retirement funds. According to Bolin, the changes to the 403B plans will allow Northern Light Health employees more freedom to invest their money as they see fit.
This really is the intention of getting our employees on a plan that's very current, giving a larger employer contribution to their 403B retirement accounts. And 403Bs, similar to 401ks, offer employees the opportunity to select where they want their money invested. A pension account doesn't do that. It has a very low fixed rate of return. And so that provides a lot of difference right there.
A large grant awarded to one Mid-Coast organization in Maine will go towards cleaning up of lost fishing gear in Maine waters. Allison LaPierre spoke with the president of Oceanwide, who says this cleanup is a step in the right direction in clearing the state's ocean floors.
We want to make it possible for the fishermen to continue fishing for generations to come.
A Newcastle nonprofit is taking on a 5-week mission to clean up abandoned fishing gear around Vinyl Haven Island. Oceans Wide is one of 11 organizations awarded a grant for the project through the National Fishing Trap Removal Program.
It's a hazard for the animals down there, and 66% of the traps that we haul up are fishing traps.
Vinyl Haven Island in the Gulf of Maine is one of the most active American lobster fishing areas in the state, with over 300 fishermen. And when fishermen's ropes tarnish, rip, or break, thousands of lobster traps are lost on the ocean floor.
I think that right now it's really important for us to get out there and start getting this gear off the bottom. It's going to take a long time. It's going to take a lot of energy. It's going to take a lot of equipment. But if we start doing what's right for the environment, for the ocean, we create a healthy ocean, we'll be able to feed the world like we used to.
Scott says removing traps isn't just a benefit for the environment, it will help fishermen as well.
This is their livelihood, and the cleaner their ocean is, the healthier it is, the more fish they can catch.
The grant will only cover 5 weeks of cleaning, but Ocean's wide hope is to continue clearing debris in the future.
But we're working towards a goal of taking up the big piles of gear that are out there. And if we can do that, we could take millions of tons of trash out of the water.
This 5-week cleanup is expected to take place in July and August.
All right, the time now 6:10. Coming up next on Good Morning Maine, it's an annual tradition in Fairfield for police to give local kids gifts for Christmas. We'll hear all about it. But first, let's take another quick look at that forecast. Mostly cloudy today, high of 40 degrees, so it will be warming up a little bit today. Rain showers are likely overnight, a low of 33. Tomorrow, a little bit warmer, high of 51. Morning rain is likely and the clouds will decrease as the day goes on. We'll be right back.
In a small town like this, you got to take care of each other, and that's really what it comes down to.
Have a good evening.
Mike's & Sons is a business my father started. When Matt and I were buying this store, the credit unions found a way to do it for us.
They don't look at us as a number.
Alicia Netta, Mike's & Sons.
We want to be able to run our business the way we feel is best for our customers.
We're not in this to make money. We're just trying to help everybody be what they want to be for the future.
If something is even remotely possible, they find a way to get it done. That's why we stick with the credit unions.
'Twas the week before Christmas. Seems the big national stores had quit. Their shelves kind of empty, as if to say, sorry, that's it. But Rennie's keeps pushing and filling their shelves with candy, food, toys, clothing, and everything else. Don't make the big box mistake or keep shopping online. Be safe and satisfied in this, the final stretch. It's Rennie's time.
This is the People's Court.
What were you doing with binoculars looking into her yard? That's creepy as hell.
It's rough, it's tough, and we just can't get enough.
You're both total liars.
Real litigants, real cases, real drama. The People's Court.
On ABC 7.
A local high school hockey team skated off the ice and into the classroom to share their love of the game and the importance of reading. Our Alex Schley has the story.
When it's cold outside and the pond is frozen, Franklin loves playing hockey with his pal Charlie Brown.
Members of the Hamden Academy boys hockey team spent Friday morning reading to students at the George B. Weatherby School, swapping their sticks for storybooks.
That's when he notices their friend Peppermint Patty. She's practicing her figure skating.
The team faced off with a classroom full of kids reading It's Hockey Time, Franklin, a book by Charles M. Schultz about Charlie Brown and the gang lacing up their skates to challenge a rival team for the right to use a pond to skate.
I liked it and I wanted to know if there was a sequel.
Senior Zachary Wilson says building relationships with younger students is crucial to continue growing the game.
I think reading to the kids and hearing all the comments and hearing, I play hockey, or I want to play hockey, my cousin plays this. It's just so cool to see the connection, especially in this community.
Several Weatherby students said while they enjoyed the book, their favorite part was meeting the older students.
I really like it because it makes me feel like one of them a bit.
Weatherby principal Jennifer Sears says experiences like these have a profound impact on younger students.
Being great role models for our current students, and so, that nurturing of our whole learning community as a district, and then, really setting the bar.
In Hamden, I'm Alex Schley for ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Well, what started as a stuffed animal delivered to children's homes 18 years ago has grown into a special ritual for the town of Fairfield. Our Doug Banks has the story.
It doesn't look like much now, but what's this all going to look like?
Just like anybody's house at Christmas, you pull the decorations out and it's a mess. Within the next week, it's going to look like the North Pole.
It's a tradition rooted in the town of Fairfield.
It's a program that's been running for nearly 20 years.
Cops Care for Kids is a yearly event put on by the Fairfield Police Department.
Started by one officer here in the department, retired Captain Kingston Paul.
3 wrapped gifts and a stuffed animal, according to Officer Dugas, goes to each underprivileged child, 16 years or younger.
It's a great way for us to interact with kids that usually don't get to see us in a positive interaction.
It's important to keep this tradition going, and that within the next couple of years, hopefully, we're going to be providing this service to children in our community in which we provided the same exact service with their parents, which is kind of a really great generational piece for us.
Held at Fairfield Community Center on December 19th, the event aims to deliver joy to Fairfield's officers.
This is one of the best things we get to do all year.
And of course, to Fairfield's youth as well.
It's just great seeing the kids being happy and smiling. And that's one of the biggest reasons I think that we all enjoy it, because we will get to see those smiling faces.
To learn more about the December 19th event, visit fairfieldcopscare.com. In Fairfield, Doug Banks, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Hundreds of shoppers packed into the Collins Center for the Arts in Orono on Saturday for the 30th Wabanaki Winter Market. The market features Wabanaki artists from all tribes and generations selling a variety of goods, from hand-woven baskets to beadwork and more. Organizers say the event is a chance to showcase the work of Indigenous artists during the holiday season.
This is the biggest Wabanaki art show in the state, and there's something here for everybody in every price range.
For more information on other events highlighting Wabanaki artists, visit our website at foxbangor.com. So nice to get some of your Christmas or holiday shopping done while also supporting locals. I love it. Well, on that note as well, a local crafter has made the sports arena in Bangor a new craft fair destination for the area. The pool tables and bowling lanes shared the floor with over 30 vendors on Sunday for a holiday craft fair. Organizer Adriana Pratt partnered with the sports arena back in May to host the arena's first Mother's Day craft fair. After the success of that event, she went on to host 3 others at the location this year. She says the goal is to expand the number of fairs in the community while showcasing local talent and business.
Supporting locally helps keep the local in business. And supporting local, I feel like it's much more of a heartfelt gift given.
I love that we all get together and help support our community and people in our community who may not be able to work in a full-time position. They can do their craft at home and then bring it here and really share their love and passion with other people, and we all get to meet and get to know each other and build relationships with the other vendors in the area.
Pratt says they plan on moving forward with more events next year. She says updates for upcoming fairs will be posted on her business and the sports arena's social media pages. All right, the time now is 6:18. Right after the break, Brewer had their first Wreaths Across America ceremony on Saturday, and one organizer says they hope this will become an annual tradition. We'll hear more as Good Morning Maine continues.
The Farmer's Table in Corinna brings you outstanding breakfasts, lunches, and dinners made from farm-grown fresh ingredients. Dinner specials are available every day. Enjoy our homemade desserts, and above all, bring your appetite to the Farmer's Table in Corinna.
David Muir, ABC's World News Tonight, the most watched newscast in America, and honored with the Emmy Award, winner for Outstanding Live News Program. More Americans watch World News Tonight with David Muir than any other newscast.
At WKIT in the 90s, things were a little different. Now we take the rock very seriously. still clowning around decades later. 100.3 WKIT, WKIT HD, Brewer, Bangor.
Goose River Farm and Meat Store is conveniently located on Route 3 across from Hammond Lumber in Belfast. They have a wide selection of meat and poultry, including beef, pork, lamb, chicken, duck, rabbit, and turkey. Open Tuesday through Saturday. The Farmer's Table in Corinna brings you outstanding breakfasts, lunches, and dinners made from farm-grown fresh ingredients. Dinner specials are available every day. Enjoy our homemade desserts, and above all, bring your appetite to the Farmer's Table in Corinna.
Wreaths Across America is a beloved tradition honoring our country's fallen heroes. On Saturday, those wreaths were laid upon headstones inside Brewer cemeteries for the first time. And those we spoke with hope it marked the beginning of a tradition that will go on for many years to come. Our Callie Warren has the story.
After today, we certainly continue to plan to be a location for Wreaths Across America moving forward.
Over 400 veterans buried in Brewer cemeteries were honored with a wreath on Saturday. The city's first Wreaths Across America ceremony began with an opening event at the Joseph Ferris Community Center.
Since Brewer is known as a community of caring, this is what we wanted to do, and I think that the people in this community have rallied behind this first time ever project.
Where organizers say it's exciting to finally bring the tradition to Brewer with the help of the community.
This really was a community effort. We had many businesses in Brewer who were so generous and donated so much so that every veteran in Brewer cemeteries would have a wreath placed on their graves.
Wreaths were placed at 3 different city cemeteries by dozens of volunteers.
It's just good to see Americans taking care of other Americans, even though they didn't know them,
including area veterans and their families.
It's a good opportunity. It's my first time doing it, and I didn't realize that so many of the graves were marked with their service and their rank. So it was a humbling experience, and I'm glad I did it.
Brewer's veterans say they hope this turns into a tradition for years to come.
So that's just a blessing to be here to say and tell those who are alive today, there's going to be people after we're gone. I'll be in this grave pretty soon. So maybe one day somebody put a wreath on my cemetery.
In Brewer, Callie Warren, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
All right, the time now is 6:22. Let's get a full look at that forecast with meteorologist Devin Biggs.
Alrighty, Emma, thank you very much. Happy Monday. Your full weather forecast brought to you by SR1 Companies. Visit SR1 in Herman, Turner, Manchester, and Orono for the best prices on trailers, campers, tractors, heavy equipment, and more. SR1 Companies, where New England's largest selection meets unbeatable prices. Here we go. Some advisories posted. Gale watches up until 3 o'clock Tuesday in the afternoon. We'll see some kind of an upgrade at some point to some warnings or other advisories. We also have a small crowd advisory up until 10 p.m. Tuesday along the coast, as some active surf will be expected. In fact, wave heights are not too bad just yet, so this is what's to come with 2-foot wave heights that aren't being seen at this moment in time. On land, some clouds passing through, high pressure nearby, preventing the clouds from tracking further off to the north and east, but we do have some clouds, so a partly and a mostly cloudy sky will be common for us today. There is a system down to our south bringing some rain and snow to parts of Boston and New York, to name a couple spots, but this is tracking off to the east and will miss us to the south. But meanwhile, some more activity developing across parts of the United States this morning. Futurecast for us, a partly to mostly cloudy sky will be common today. Mostly cloudy later on tonight. Rain will move in after midnight as we head towards early Tuesday morning. Maybe a ½ inch or less of rainfall from this system before it passes through. We calm down rather quickly. Still some wind for you Tuesday under a partly to mostly cloudy sky. But then here's the rainfall. Around a ½ inch or less of rain possible before we're all finished up, so some areas may see more than others. But then afterward, another system will be on the way later on this week. So as we head towards early Thursday morning, some rain and snow will be on the way. Primarily looks like snow at this moment in time, so Thursday some decent snow could be passing through, but it will be clearing out of here rather quickly. By Thursday afternoon, we're done with this system, and it will track off towards the east, so we will keep an eye on that system as the week progresses on. For today, today, though, lower 40s, mostly cloudy, and a south wind at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, lower 30s, rain showers moving in, rising temperatures overnight, too, and a south wind at about 30 miles per hour. And for tomorrow, lower 50s, morning rain, then decreasing clouds for the rest of the day. Still windy, that south wind getting up to about 35 miles per hour. Let's check out your extended forecast brought to you by SR1 Companies. Mostly cloudy on Wednesday with highs in the low 40s. Rain and snow possible Thursday with highs in the upper 30s. And a slight chance for snow on Friday, highs in the mid-20s.
Hank's Husqvarna is your trusted full-line Husqvarna dealer, offering you everything you need for your outdoor projects. From high-performance lawn tractors and zero-turn mowers to chainsaws, trimmers, battery-powered and powerful snowblowers, we have just what you need. Every piece of equipment is fully set up, serviced, and ready for use by our certified Husqvarna technician. And all sales are backed by our in-house Husqvarna warranty. For parts, service, or new equipment sales, make your way to Hank's Husqvarna in Carmel or Newport.
Oh no! Son of a nutcracker. This is what I get for eating all those cookies. Hey, Roto-Rooter, I got a big clog for you. I'm stuck in the chimney. Again. Yep, I'm the clog. Any chance you could fa-la-la over here?
For all your holiday plumbing needs, Roto-Rooter can save the day.
And away go troubles down the drain. Roto-Rooter.
You're gripping a pumpkin spice latte, watching the home game on a Friday night. Earlier, you took the kids apple picking and almost made it through the corn maze. It's that time of year. Shorter days, cooler nights. Valley Home Services believes the comfort and warmth of home means more on nights like these. Comfort and warmth that comes from Fujitsu heat pumps. Valley Home Services has the most reliable choices for heating and cooling your home or business. Ditch the worry of heating bills and power outages all season long with Valley Home Services. Go ahead, embrace the comfort.
Don't get cold feet this winter. Stay warm and dry with high-performance footwear from Comfort Shoes and More. With an extensive selection of winter boots rated from 0 to minus 60 degrees Fahrenheit, you'll find comfort in knowing your feet will be warm in any weather. Discover the latest in functional and fashionable footwear with grippers built right into the sole. With boots in stock up to 6E and size 17 for men and women. Take the drive to Newport for a sit and fit to find your perfect fit. You and your feet will be glad you did.
Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays from ABC 7.
As the number of drone sightings spread across the Northeast, so do calls for answers. Drone activity caused a temporary stop in air traffic in at least 2 states over the weekend. Nicole D'Antonio is in Washington with the latest.
The federal government is sending additional resources to New Jersey and New York to help solve the mystery behind drone sightings reported across at least 7 states from New York to Maryland.
The Robin, which use not a linear line of sight, but 360-degree technology that has a much better chance of detecting these drones.
The reports have prompted authorities to shut down an airport over the weekend. The FAA confirming Stewart International Airport north of New York City temporarily closed its runway Friday night after multiple reported drone sightings in the area. Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas told ABC's This Week exclusively that there is not a national security threat and says the federal government is taking action.
We have not seen any foreign, we know of no foreign involvement with respect to the sightings in the Northeast, and we are vigilant in investigating this matter.
Further complicating matters, a rule change from the FAA in September of 2023 allowing drones to fly at night. The FBI says that it is processing roughly 5,000 drone-related tips, but found less than 100 have generated credible leads.
Some of those drone sightings are in fact drones. Some are manned aircraft that are commonly mistaken for drones, but there's no question that drones are being sighted.
The House Intelligence Committee is expected to receive a classified briefing on the drone sightings this Tuesday. Nicole D'Antonio, ABC News, Washington.
Amazon union workers at 2 New York warehouses give the go-ahead for a strike on Friday. The Teamsters Union says the authorization to strike vote came from union members at Staten Island, New York and Queens, New York warehouses. The Teamsters say the authorization vote was nearly unanimous in both locations. The Teamsters Union says it gave Amazon a deadline of December 15th, which was yesterday, to agree to bargaining dates for a union contract. Amazon claims the Teamsters are pushing a false narrative and using coercion of workers to join them. The vote comes several months after Amazon invested about $2 billion to raise driver pay to about $22 an hour. Some workers say the minimum pay should be $30 an hour with boosted safety provisions. A strike authorization does not necessarily mean a strike will occur. A day of mourning in the Gaza Strip as residents grieved the lives and deaths of their loved ones who were killed in a series of Israeli strikes. Palestinian medical officials say the attack left more than 30 people dead, including women and children, as well as a Palestinian journalist named Ahmed Aloua and 5 Palestinian civil defense workers. Aloua is the 3rd journalist killed in Gaza over the weekend. One strike hit a school early in the day, killing at least 15 people, including parents and children as well. And at least 17 people, including women and children, were killed in 3 separate airstrikes that hit houses sheltering displaced people. According to Gaza's health ministry, almost 45,000 Palestinians have been killed by Israeli forces since October of 2023. And coming up on the second half of the newscast, the Eastern Maine woodturners held an auction over the weekend, also letting attendees try their hand at the craft. We'll check it out, plus that full forecast, right after the break.
Being able to take care of myself in the wilderness, you really get the full experience of what your future might look like.
The end-of-year blowout sale starts now at the Furniture Gallery. Save 10% on all categories store-wide. That's on top of our everyday low prices. At the Furniture Gallery, find your favorite top brands like Ashley, Serta, and Scott Living, all at 10% off right now. And save up to 70% on in-stock clearance items. Once they're gone, they're gone. Warm up your home, cool down your wallet, and don't miss the Furniture Gallery's end-of-year blowout sale. Support our Maine family-owned business and save money at the Furniture Gallery.
Maine's largest network of parts has holiday deals for everyone. Whether you know what you want or just need a little help, Coastal Auto Parts has everything you need to find the perfect gift. From Black Friday through December 16th, save on deals for the entire family. Purchase an M18 battery 2-pack and get one of 4 Milwaukee items for free. And keep warm and in style with Milwaukee's heated gear for any occasion. Don't forget to team up with a Maine family that cares and keep Maine vets warm when you purchase a Maine Veterans Project logo at any of their 30 locations.
Brandywine Graphics makes it easy. We are the top source for screen printing, embroidery, branded merchandise, and direct-to-garment printing. With 25 years experience, state-of-the-art equipment, and a commitment to excellence, why trust your apparel products with anyone else? And now, Brandywine Graphics can easily launch online stores for your school or organization. Simply design your products from brands like Eddie Bauer, Carhartt, and more. Share the link and we'll do the rest. Like we said, Brandywine Graphics makes it easy. Find out more at brandywinegraphics.com or at our Hamden location.
This intrigued me a little more into the engine side of things. And being able to be hands-on at all times makes it the funnest.
You're watching ABC 7 Bangor.
Welcome back to Good Morning Maine. Today is Monday, December 16th, 2024. There are just 8 days left until Christmas. And today is National Chocolate-Covered Anything Day. So if the weekend's still weighing on you, holiday stress getting the better of you, I'd say today's holiday gives you the green light to indulge a little bit. And maybe as a pick-me-up, go eat something covered in chocolate. I think I might just do that. Possibly. I'm going to the grocery store today, so that's a good opportunity for me to do so. Okay, now for some history. It's been recorded that on this day in 1631, the great Mount Vesuvius in Italy erupted. Of course, this photo is not from 1631. It's actually from 1944, I believe, but let me get to that later. When it happened in 1631, it buried many villages under lava flows and killed around 3,000 people. The last time this volcano erupted was in 1944, as I was saying. Yep, I got the date right. It was when Italy was under Allied occupation during World War II. All right, over 100 years later, in 1773, the Boston Tea Party incident occurred, when the Sons of Liberty protested by throwing tea shipments into the Boston harbor, protesting against the British-imposed Tea Act. In 1944, during World War II, German forces attempted to push through Allied lines in the Ardennes, beginning the Battle of the Bulge. This was the last major German offensive on the Western Front during the Second World War. And in 1985, American crime figure Paul Castellano, who was reportedly the boss of bosses of the 5 families that made up the mafia in New York, was fatally shot. John Gotti was later convicted of arranging the murder. And in 2009, the science fiction thriller Avatar, directed by James Cameron, was released internationally, making more than $2.7 billion worldwide. All right, now for some birthdays, we have actor Theo James, known for his roles in shows like Divergent. He's 40 years old today. Actress Kristen Ritter is 43 years old today. She's in all sorts of stuff. Marvel movies, she's in Breaking Bad, she's in all sorts of stuff. And rapper Flo Rida is 45 today. Happy birthday to them. And in the meantime, let's get a look at that forecast with meteorologist Devin Biggs.
Hey, Emma, thank you very much. Happy Monday. Your first weather forecast brought to you by SR1 Companies. Visit SR1 in Herman, Turner, Manchester, and Orono for the best prices on trailers, campers, tractors, heavy equipment, and more. SR1 Companies, where New England's largest selection meets unbeatable prices. Here we go this morning. Some gale watches and small crowd advisories are posted. And for the small crowd advisories, that will last until 10 p.m. Tuesday. For the gale watch, until 3 o'clock Tuesday. We will have some after-storms setting up with gusty winds that will be on the way. For now, we're not looking too bad this morning. There's some clouds developing, tracking from the southwest to the north and east. There's an area of high pressure not too far away, so some of these clouds aren't making it further off to the north and east as much. But further down to the south, we do have a system that's causing some rain and snow to pass near Boston and New York this morning. This will stay to our south, and we will stay dry today with some clouds and some sunshine mixed in throughout the day. Later on tonight, we will have more clouds passing through under a mostly cloudy sky with rain on the way early Tuesday morning. But for the time being, the winds are not too bad today, but later on tonight, the winds will be increasing, and that will continue into tomorrow. For today, lower 40s, mostly cloudy, and a south wind at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. The hourly forecast for the rest of the morning and afternoon period showing a partly to mostly cloudy sky with temperatures in the 30s and 40s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up. Emma?
Thank you, Devin. Well, community members got to take a turn at wood turning at the United Technology Center in Bangor on Saturday. No matter the skill level, people of all ages were encouraged to carve, turn, and learn for the Eastern Maine Woodturners annual turnaround and wood auction. Those involved say wood turning is both a hobby and a skill used to craft and shape pieces of wood. And this annual event helps to pass it on to the next generation of Mainers.
A lot of our membership, including myself, we're getting on. We want to pass it along to others. And so when we have kids who are turning pens or bowls or things like that, that's really what we're about.
There's a certain adrenaline rush that you get once you connect a tool with a spinning piece of wood, it kind of fades away.
The auction that follows the event raises money to support the United Technologies Center. If you missed the Woodturners Turnaround and are interested in learning more, you can visit their Facebook page, Eastern Maine Woodturners. Those wooden bowls are beautiful, and they make great gifts, too. All right, right after the break, Jack Webb with our sports updates. We'll be right back.
If you're a licensed technician and ready to get back to work or make the switch to a rewarding career, then look no further, because Ray Plumbing and Heating is hiring and ready to add you to their family today. For more information, visit rayplumbing.com.
when you can make anything possible because you have a reliable connection that puts everything within reach. That's life unlimited. That's Spectrum.
You come alive in the dead of winter and start work early on snow days because snowed in is not an option. The Kubota Snow lineup of compact tractors, RTVs, and versatile attachments are built to move, plow, blow, and thrive in the winter. So when the snow falls, you could rise to meet it. Right now, bring home select Kubota equipment for 0 down, 0% APR for up to 84 months, plus save up to $300.
Available at Doors Equipment, 1468 Outer Hammond Street, Bangor.
If you're a licensed technician and ready to get back to work or make the switch to a rewarding career, then look no further because Ray Plumbing and Heating is hiring and ready to add you to their family today. For more information, visit rayplumbing.com.
Hammond Lumber has earned a level of trust with generations of contractors, do-it-yourselfers, and homeowners. Hammond Lumber Company, your building project partner.
Welcome back in, folks. We'll start with a big one over in Orono as the Riots hosted the Ellsworth Eagles for a Saturday matinee. These two teams have a ton of history. Their last meeting was in the 2024 B North quarterfinals where Orono eliminated the Eagles. We picked this one up in the third. Ellsworth up one. Braden King drives and gets the N1 layup, up and under layup to go. He extends the Eagle lead to 3 shortly after. Will Francis can't get it to go. Neither can Noah Schaff, but Francis is there to tip it in at the end and cut the Ellsworth lead to 1. Next possession, it's King again who drives through traffic, gets the N1 bucket. He puts the Eagles up 5. However, Brady Hughes says, I'll raise you one better. Hughes buries the N1 jumper to get the Riots back within 6, but the Eagles would be too much for the Riots today as King dishes it to Dawson Curtis, and Ellsworth wins by a score of 68-58.
They've taken us out the past 2 years, and we just came into the game trying to play together and work like we do. This whole year it's all about we over me, and I think today we really showcased that.
We'll check out some other scores from around the state over the weekend. Edward Little gets a big boys basketball win over Hamden Academy. In Class C girls basketball, PVHS gets a win over Calais. Class C and D boys, Fort Kent takes over Southern Aroostook, and then Shed over Bangor Christian. We'll stay with basketball now and check in with the University of Maine men's team who continues their road trip at Canisius College. Maine looking to stay hot in non-conference play over in upstate New York. We pick it up end of the first half. Kellentine drives and dishes to Killian Gribben, who flushes it home for 2 points. We skip to the second half now. AJ Lopez takes the handoff, drives, hits the brakes, then hits the fall-away jumper to extend Maine's lead to 12. Later on, Canisius looking to charge back. Paul McMillan finishes off the tough layup to cut Maine's lead to 7. Shortly after, Jasmine Sangha goes to work in the post. He makes a couple slick moves, then draws the and-1 bucket to get Canisius within 5. 1 minute left, 4-point game. Keon Burns goes on to play bully ball here in the corner. Drives inside, backs down his defender. He just muscles it in, and then Maine would win 84-79. One of the coolest things about being a college athlete is having the privilege to go back to your hometown wearing your school's colors and represent your team in the community that supported you throughout your youth and high school sports, who now watch on and root from afar as you continue your journey through college athletics, seeing coaches and teammates who all helped get you to that point in time and share your experiences with them. Well, that's what the Maine men's ice hockey team will do over the course of the next week as they're away on holiday break. The Black Bears say it's a special thing to go back to the home rink and sport the script around the community.
Yeah, it's also cool to go back home and see some of the guys you grew up skating with, and you get on the ice, do some skill skates, and for me, I get to go back to my local rink, and I'll help out my dad's high school team and stuff, so it's cool.
When you can go and, back to your home, wherever you might be from, and have that Maine hat or jersey or helmet or whatever it might be, if you're on the ice with your buddies that you grew up playing that might be playing other places, I think it means a lot, and that's what they've the players have built that for themselves, and so it's a special thing.
To some baseball now. Big day for the Red Sox on Wednesday, acquiring White Sox ace Garrett Crochet via trade. Boston giving up 4 prospects to get him, including their 4th best, Kyle Teal. Boston needed pitching, and they went out and got it. Crochet will likely serve in that top of the rotation spot. The 25-year-old posted a 3.5 ERA last year with over 200 strikeouts, and Craig Breslow says his best years are ahead of him.
Feel like we got a legitimate number 1 starter in Garrett. Left-handed, ton of swing and miss, massive strikeouts, and feel like the best is still in front of him. And obviously, we needed to trade really good players in order to be able to do this, but that's the cost right now.
Crochet now escapes the White Sox, who were the worst team in the league by a large margin last year. He spoke for the first time as a Red Sox on Friday via Zoom, where he said playing for a fan base like Boston in a division like the AL East is everything you dream about as a kid.
I think that the opportunity to play for, the market of Boston, the fan base that's representing the Red Sox is, about as great of an opportunity as you can come by in this game. Especially growing up, that's what you imagine to be as Major League Baseball is, playing in the AL East, Boston, New York, the whole thing like that. And I grew up watching Big Papi, so it's going to be a very surreal moment to play where he played.
Staying in Boston now, the Bruins made news today signing Maine native and Boston College product Oliver Wahlstrom off waivers. The 24-year-old has 71 total points over 220 career games in the pros. You might remember him, Wahlstrom, from this old Bruins intermission mini 101 youth shootout competition where he went viral after pulling off this move wearing his Portland Junior Pirates jersey. Hopefully he can bring some of that style back in his Bruins jersey. A full circle moment for Wahlstrom. Hopefully it works out for him and the Bruins. That's all the time we have for sports. We'll be right back after the break.
In a small town like this, you got to take care of each other.
It's Alicia Netamites and Sons.
When Matt and I were buying this store, the credit unions found a way to do it for us.
They don't look at us as a number.
If something is even remotely possible, they find a way to get it done.
Did he lose his shirt?
I've never seen anybody lose their shirt. Do you think they made him pay triple? I guess our tactics didn't work today. Who's the law firm?
The law offices of Joe Bornstein. If you've been injured in an accident, call Joe. The law offices of Joe Bornstein. Maine lawyers working for Maine people.
Tell the insurance company you mean business.
Gun Sports and Brewer knows that for fun, exercise, and meeting new friends, nothing is better than ice skating. Whether it's sailing down the ice, making a great pass, and scoring in a game of hockey, or the grace, strength, and expression of figure skating. From the youngest child all the way to adulthood, anyone can enjoy the fun of skating. At Gun Sports, we supply the equipment for your skating fun for great prices, the proper fit, and service after the sale. Shop your locally owned Gun Sports shop, Greenpoint Road in Brewer.
You come to a credit union to work because you actually like helping people.
You get to be a part of really life-changing moments.
It builds a really rewarding professional career.
And that's why I like credit unions.
And for the latest on what's happening in Hollywood, here's ABC's Chuck Silverstein.
Can I get a chee-hoo?
Moana 2 topping the movie box office for a third weekend with $26.6 million, pushing its domestic total past $337 million. Disney is the parent company of ABC News.
Come with me.
What?
To meet the wizard.
Why couldn't tell me? This is your moment. I'm coming.
Wicked remains strong in second place, adding $22.5 million.
We are hunters, the greatest the world has ever known.
Kraven the Hunter struggled in third, earning just $11 million, the lowest ever debut for a Sony Marvel film.
These guys I owe my life to and my house to. So God bless you guys.
Legendary film and TV actor Dick Van Dyke giving credit to neighbors and other good Samaritans for helping him escape a raging wildfire in Malibu, California. Van Dyke telling ABC Los Angeles station KABC-TV that he got tired wrestling with a fire hose before people arrived and saved him before the Franklin fire closed in on his home last week. Van Dyke recently turned 99. A representative for Jamie Foxx says the actor needed stitches after getting hit in the face with a glass while celebrating his birthday at a restaurant in Beverly Hills Friday night. It was at the celebrity hotspot Mr. Chow. A spokesperson told the LA Times someone from another table threw a glass that hit Fox in the mouth. Police indicate there was a fight, but no arrests were made. Celebrity birthday, actor Theo James is 40 today. Chuck Severson, ABC News.
All right, now here's meteorologist Devin Biggs with our full weather forecast.
Alrighty, Emma, thank you very much. Happy Monday. Your full weather forecast brought to you by SR1 Companies. Visit SR1 in Herman, Turner, Manchester, and Orono for the best prices on trailers, campers, tractors, heavy equipment, and more. SR1 Companies, where New England's largest selection meets unbeatable prices. Here we go. Some advisories posted. Gale watches up until 3 o'clock Tuesday in the afternoon. We'll see some kind of an upgrade at some point to some warnings or other advisories. We also have a small crowd advisory up until 10 p.m. Tuesday along the coast, as some active surf will be expected. In fact, wave heights are not too bad just yet, so this is what's to come with 2-foot wave heights that aren't being seen at this moment in time. On land, some clouds passing through, high pressure nearby, preventing the clouds from tracking further off to the north and east, but we do have some clouds, so a partly to mostly cloudy sky will be common for us today. There is a system down to our south bringing some rain and snow to parts of Boston and New York, to name a couple spots, but this is tracking off to the east and will miss us to the south. But meanwhile, some more activity developing across parts of the United States this morning. Futurecast for us, a partly to mostly cloudy sky will be common today. Mostly cloudy later on tonight. Rain will move in after midnight as we head towards early Tuesday morning. Maybe a half inch or less of rainfall from this system before it passes through. We calm down rather quickly. Still some wind for you Tuesday under a partly to mostly cloudy sky. But then here's the rainfall. Around a half an inch or less of rain possible before we're all finished up, so some areas may see more than others. But then afterward, another system will be on the way later on this week. So as we head towards early Thursday morning, some rain and snow will be on the way. Primarily looks like snow at this moment in time, so Thursday some decent snow could be passing through, but it will be clearing out of here rather quickly. By Thursday afternoon, we're done with this system, and it will track off towards the east, so we will keep an eye on that system as the week progresses on. For today, though, lower 40s, mostly cloudy, and a south wind at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, lower 30s, rain showers moving in, rising temperatures overnight too, and a south wind at about 30 miles per hour. And for tomorrow, lower 50s, morning rain, then decreasing clouds for the rest of the day. Still windy, that south wind getting up to about 35 miles per hour. Let's check out your extended forecast brought to you by SR1 Companies. Mostly cloudy on Wednesday with highs in the low 40s. Rain and snow possible Thursday with highs in the upper 30s, and a slight chance for snow on Friday, highs in the mid-20s.
'Twas the week before Christmas. Seems the big national stores had quit. Their shelves kind of empty, as if to say, sorry, that's it. But Rennie's keeps pushing and filling their shelves with candy, food, toys, clothing, and everything else. Don't make the big box mistake or keep shopping online. Be safe and satisfied in this, the final stretch. It's Rennie's time.
The holidays.
So happy together.
And holiday trips. And holiday toys. And holiday bonding. And it all comes together in a Chevrolet.
Find your red tag and use your red tag bonus cash to get $5,750 total cash allowance on this Silverado.
Visit your main Chevy dealers.
I got hurt by a big truck. Why did I call the twos? Because life-changing injuries deserve life-changing money, and I'll fight to get it for you. We got a client who broke multiple bones in a commercial vehicle accident, $700,000. Another client had a brain injury, and we got them $1.15 million. If you get hurt by a big truck, call the twos. We win for you.
Hurt by a big truck? Call the twos. We win for you.
Maine's premier community radio station, Star 97.7, broadcasting loud and clear on our new tower. 50,000 watts of smooth rock and roll with Paul and Sonny in the morning and Mike Dow in the afternoon. Star 97.7.
Hey,
Good morning, America. Good morning, America.
Good morning, America.
You don't just see it, you feel it.
I'm in.
I'm in.
I'm in too.
I am in.
I'm in.
I'm in too.
I'll be here.
Ellsworth police were stationed outside the Ellsworth Walmart on Friday, collecting donations for their annual Stuff the Cruiser. The event is a collaboration with the Community Closet 207 that invites anyone to donate gifts for children in the area. Ellsworth Chief Troy Beers says it's a day the department looks forward to all year.
It's always surprising to see the generosity of people once you get out here and doing this, which makes it nice.
Ellsworth police were out until 8 p.m. on Friday night. All the gifts were taken to Community Closet 207 to be wrapped and prepared for the big day. Still a lot of wrapping to do in my household, I know that's for sure. All right, well, it won't be too long until Bangor firefighters and their families hit the stores to shop for toys for area kids, but they're looking for a few more donations in the meantime. The Bangor professional firefighters are raising funds to buy things like toys, books, and games to make sure kids everywhere have a happy holiday. Bangor firefighter Jared Bowden says his team likes to wait as long as possible before shopping to make sure they can fill any gaps on the wish lists.
All the ones that aren't quite as much fun sometimes to shop for, you know, all the dolls and bikes and everything like that gets bought up really quick, but we want to make sure that all the kids have the opportunity to have a really exciting and joyful Christmas.
To donate, checks can be mailed to 289 Main Street in Bangor, or donations can be made online through a link on the Bangor Professional Firefighters Facebook page. I know they've had a busy past couple of weeks. Over the weekend, there was the Jingle Bell Ball, which is a big fundraiser for the firefighters. I hope that went well. I know I definitely wanted to go, but I had prior plans. Okay, Good Morning America is next on ABC 7. If you missed anything, you can head to foxbangor.com, and of course you can always stay with us for the second hour of Good Morning Maine. We'll have a renewed hour of news. That's next on Fox 22. I hope you have a great Monday.
I'm Jim with Lowry & Associates. I was contacted by a woman who asked me to help one of her friends who had been hurt by a drunk driver. Not only did he have multiple injuries, he had the added stress of being the victim of a crime. We helped make sure that he didn't have to testify or even go to court. That was important to him, so I made it a priority. We got him a $250,000 settlement. If you've been hurt by a drunk driver, call me. I'm your go-to guy.
Hurt by a drunk driver? Call the Twos.
Maine's largest network of parts has holiday deals for everyone. Whether you know what you want or just need a little help, Coastal Auto Parts has everything you need to find the perfect gift. Now through the end of the year, bundle and save on Milwaukee must-have tools. And choose 2 of these 4 items for free when you purchase an M18 4-piece toolkit. Stay warm and in style with Milwaukee's heated gear for any occasion. Team up with a Maine family that cares and keep Maine vets warm when you purchase a Maine Veterans Project logo at any of their 30 locations.
Get the power of 2 companies to get your power back in no time. That's what you get with Valley Home Heating and Valley Home Services when they install your new Generac standby generator. 2 great companies team up to provide you with one great service experience. Valley Home Services does the electrical work, and Valley Home Heating installs the propane to fuel your Generac generator, all in one visit. Call Valley Home Heating today to set up your consultation and embrace the comfort with Generac and Valley.
For the best selection in classic and contemporary furnishings, stop by Richard Parks Furniture on High Street in Ellsworth. Handcrafted New England-made bedrooms and dining rooms, imported Scandinavian recliners and upholstery, more than 40 lines of furniture for the home and patio. Richard Parks Furniture is your #1 stop for quality, functionality, and well-designed furniture at affordable prices. Richard Parks Furniture.
Discover Richard Parks.
132 High Street in Ellsworth.
Discover Richard Parks.
Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays from ABC7.
Good morning, America. Drone spotting, the health of an NFL legend, and 9 days until Christmas. Don't worry.
Good Morning Maine.
Today on Good Morning Maine, 4 children who fell through the ice after going missing from a group home are now reportedly safe. Plus, Route 15 in Orland is now back open after a cement truck rolled over, stalling traffic, and hundreds of shoppers came to Orono over the weekend to check out the work of Wabanaki artists. Good morning and welcome to Good Morning Maine. I'm Emma Smith and thank you for tuning in this morning. We have a lot to get to this morning, so let's start the morning off with that forecast with meteorologist Devin Biggs.
Hey, Emma, thank you very much. Happy Monday. Your first weather forecast brought to you by SR1 Companies. Visit SR1 in Herman, Turner, Manchester, and Orono for the best prices on trailers, campers, tractors, heavy equipment, and more. SR1